just don't let it go. Just hang.
That's why you have these.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're on for our own protection.
Okay, I think it's 6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order. Roll call, please. Oh, yeah, roll call. No, call to order. Roll call.
Hankins.
Here.
Triplett.
Here.
Sires.
Here.
Bowerstocks.
Here.
Dietz.
Here.
Okay, so I think we have enough for a forum, even though we're missing two. So let's have approval of the agenda tonight's.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone in the audience that is not on the agenda that wants to make public comments? Okay, no. Okay, let's move along to the approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission meetings for the September 20th.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and now let's, a plat of survey at 402 and 406 Walnut Street. Do you have anything that you want to add to it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have the memo in your packets. It's a fairly straightforward division of land. Sorry. This is located on Walnut Street, just west of the Come and Go. It's the north half of was originally one property, where the house fronts on Broadway Street, and then the north half is being split into two lots. They did not need to divide off the existing house on the south half, because that was already a separate lot, according to the assessors. So, and the two lots that they're proposing both meet the minimum requirements for single-family detached homes in the R2 district. The property now includes vacated right-of-way and alley. And Kyle House here. Any further questions?
Okay.
Missing an old barn, but
Yes, notice that. Okay. Any questions from?
The utilities will go in with the building permits. They will be required to extend the utilities for both properties in one trench, so that the only cutting into the existing street is one location. Fire hydrant already serves the entire property, except protection for fire protection, and sidewalks will go in with the individual two lots.
Maybe this was real simple, but I see all the comments were addressed, and that's really nice. So compliments to the city staff, Crawford, for getting all that. Our engineers also. Like to see that.
Yeah, well, I don't always have control over that.
Any further comments or questions? Does anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we recommend the council approval of the plat of survey for 402 and 406 Walnut.
Second.
What, do?
Sires.
Yes.
Bowerstocks.
Yes.
Dietz.
Yes.
Hankins.
Yes.
Triplett. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the final plat for Ledgestone Ridge.
Yeah, this is, again, Jared Ruckel and Kelsey are here with Scallon, sorry, with Shive Hattery are here if you have any questions. This is the first plat. You saw preliminary plat for the overall subdivision was approved back in the springtime. The developer is proceeding with the first plat. I'm sorry, I was up on Four Seasons because I just was thinking about that. Sorry about that. Let's go to this plat that it's doing. As soon as I looked down at my memo, I realized what I was doing. Yeah, this is the plat for, this was rezoned to PUD some time ago, and had a approved amended preliminary development master plan for this project. Essentially, it includes 5 attached homes and a short cul-de-sac. with the homes off of it, and a couple of the homes do front, or actually, I guess, 3 of the homes, so 6 units, front on Boulder Point. This is just south of the hotel there. Public improvements are getting nearly completed, so the developer's wanting to move forward with final plat approval at this stage, so he can be ready to go to council as soon as we have the walkthrough and the punch list is done. So sorry about that.
I'm okay if you want to do both. We're ready, we're ready.
Really, there were 5 outstanding comments, when this was put in your packet. One of them, the legal descriptions, for easements, we don't get until we get the easement documents before it goes to council. So that's really more of a comment for moving forward to council. And the same holds true with the photometric plan. They have provided a photometric plan. They just need to get us the contract before this goes for Mid-American Energy that shows the street light installation. Again, that's for council. So there's 5 comments, but really only 3 of them pertain to P&Z. First was just asking them to add the book and page for the architectural elevations. The way the ordinance reads, the PUD master plans are supposed to be recorded because they bind, future property. If the property should be sold, it binds future properties owners to those same requirements. So we do have, the plan does show the PUD master plan, so the physical plan, but it did not include the architectural elevations, which were also included as part. So we're asking them to provide the book and page for those, and if they hadn't been recorded, that those do need to get recorded. The other comment is the engineering exhibit they have. Since this one, they did provide the engineering exhibit, and we've reviewed that and provided like 1 comment to it, but the engineering exhibit is in order. So. And then the other was just an error on the address list for the irrigation system. Lots are addressed correctly, but the private irrigation system needs to be addressed a little bit. So those 3 things will get cleaned up before this goes to council.
Just comment on note 1 there, Whitfield Eddy did an amendment to that original book and page that was recorded and added in the elevations. We don't have it back yet, but
Okay.
it was submitted today, so
Okay,
that one should be addressed.
Yeah, and I mean, we anticipate this would not be ready to go to council at their next meeting because we haven't had the walkthrough as yet. But we'll have the walkthrough punch list and let them get those cleaned up. And I'm not sure exactly where they are in terms of starting the legal documents, but those will all have to be submitted before it goes to council. So you won't see this on the next Monday night's council meeting. I anticipate probably the one thereafter.
Yep, November 8th one is in the target.
Well, I have some questions.
Yeah.
What is the price per unit you're planning?
So still waiting for appraisals back, but somewhere in the $300,000 to $300,000.
And it's on a slab, no basement, is that
Is a
correct?
slab upgrade.
And the sidewalks, where are the sidewalks? Are they all along the entire loop, or is it,
Yep.
and then all the way on, whatever that.
Broadway.
Broadway.
Actually, the one on Broadway goes in as a public improvement. The others will go in with the individual homes, but because it's an arterial street, the new subdivision ordinance does require that the one on Broadway goes in. So you'll see that go in before this goes to council.
And it's also on Boulder Point along that side.
Yeah, those
and
will go
all
in
the
with
way around
building permits.
Limestone, right?
Yep.
Okay. Next question is about the parkland dedication for this development was satisfied by Tournament Club of Iowa. Can you explain that, please?
Well, I wasn't here at the time. It goes back to about 2001 or 2. When Tournament Club of Iowa was developed, they said the golf course filled the requirement for all parkland dedication and for anything that's in TCI. And that also included Big Creek Valley on the north, which was part of TCI at that time as well.
So TCI is privately owned.
Correct.
And unless you pay to golf, you cannot utilize the golf course. So how is that the parkland?
I was not here. I don't know what the thought process was for doing that. They just waived it and agreed to waive it back in 2001. So we're kind of held to that requirement.
If I remember correctly, also, in that master plan, they had, was hole 15 originally, now it's hole 6, was actual park land. As you can see, it's a hole and not park. And we made that, notice when we did the comprehensive plan again, and saying, hey, this was cut out. It's a hole, not,
Yeah,
it's a golf.
the first plat, the first plat that I was involved with, after it was plat, was probably plats 3 and 4, and when I started, that was being final platted, that's clear up on the north side there, North Drive and Prairie, I was gonna say Prairie Ridge. There was 2 plats up there, and, at that time, I'd asked for the city attorney for an interpretation, and she said that the agreement was the golf course itself. They did not have to put any park, they didn't have to put any improvements, the golf course itself was considered parkland dedication. So, and again, that's why you didn't require one for Big Creek Valley as well, because I double checked again with Big Creek Valley Plat 1 and 2, and they were not required to do a parkland dedication there either. There is a parkland dedication for Whitetail Ridge on the north side, but not everything on the south side of Hug Drive was part of Tournament Club of Iowa.
So you don't have to have an agreement with the current owners.
No, that's just it's a council decision.
You weren't here either, way.
Nobody wants to take it.
No, Amy Beanie,
I just said it
Amy
for you.
would have been, she's who I checked with kind of periodically through this. I didn't check with this one because it was, well, and she was aware of it though when we went through with the preliminary plat, because this was stated at the time the preliminary plat was approved as well, that there was no parkland dedication requirement either in terms of land or a fee, this plat.
I think you all know that I am not happy with this plan, this whole concept. Would go on record again as saying, Mr. Ruckel, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to bring something nice to this area. What I don't understand is how you didn't reach out to the neighbors that obviously had concerns the last time before it even went to council. And I'm very disappointed. We try to work with our neighbors. I know you're a resident here. I appreciate that. But this is in our backyard, and for those folks that live on Boulder Point, that's a lot coming into their neighborhood. Single family homes, right across the street, 2-story. I don't think, because we don't see anything differently for the actual designs, I'm assuming if they're the same 2-story, white, black motif. As you can see, it doesn't really fit into our neighborhood, our area. So I'm just very disappointed in how this all laid out. And I pride ourselves on planning and zoning that we listen to our neighbors, and that if there is concerns from the neighbors, that we give them a fair shake. And I don't think that happened with the initial plot of this, nor this time around. So I will be voting no. And I'm disappointed about the private land being, parkland, and, we can say it's been back in 2001, whatnot. I've always been a big stickler on parkland, making sure it's usable, friendly for the areas, or its trails. I get that. We need to connect our neighborhoods. So with that, I will be voting no.
I have a couple of questions, but this will have a homeowners association. What is it going to be responsible for?
So be responsible for the irrigation system,
And that will be for all
all the houses.
units?
Each individual unit has its own lot, so the homeowners will be responsible for their own lawn care and maintenance on their lot. It is the full 25-foot setback, so it does have no sidewalks, front garden, that kind of. So it will look more like a residential neighborhood, I think, than a town development. which is how it was originally set up.
The, as I was reading through here, is there a stormwater
Yeah.
also? What else? Is there anything else, or is it only those two things that are?
Just those two things.
So, okay, so all we got here is a set of duplexes that'll be individually owned with no communal responsibility for exterior.
Right.
I think we're doing a disservice to I think it's a disservice, I think. I'm not sure what the long-term effects of that will be on duplexes, duplexes owned by responsible for exterior.
They're bi-attached, not duplexes, so they're on their own lot,
Well,
versus the duplex is one lot
Okay.
with a building.
potato, potato, really, but I can see all kinds of issues coming up. Type of ownership for those type of things. That's all I have, thank you.
Any other thoughts or questions? Does someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we recommend to council the final plat review for Ledgestone Bridge, subject to staff and engineers' comments, dated October 14th, 2021, including on the comment section, final plat drawings totaling 5, legal document issues totaling 7, and public improvement construction, as well as recommendations.
I'll second it.
Bowersox?
Yes.
Deeds?
No,
Hankins?
Yes.
Triplett?
No.
Sires?
no,
Okay. Do we have any reports or particulars?
None from staff.
Okay. Okay, then I guess, are there any other thoughts or concerns anyone wants to?
Quick Star's a nice improvement to our city. No,
Yes,
I like it.
a lot of activity.
Free car wash didn't work real well, but what the hell.
Oh, there was a free car wash?
Yeah, they gave me a free car wash after the one I paid for.
Oh.
Didn't work.
And that one didn't work
So
either.
they were very nice. So I think we're going to be a good neighbor.
Yeah, it's a lot of activity.
We've gone a couple of meetings now with kind of lighter agendas, I guess, and we haven't circled back to be working on some of our outstanding issues.
We have 2 left.
And then also updating the comprehensive land use maps, I think is supposed to be at the end of that. Any idea on timeline for that?
We are struggling, Kelsey's on the phone, but we're struggling finding any other communities that do the restrictions for the buildings and the commercial properties that you guys were asking for. So I don't have a timeline right now, but it is something that we're reaching out and looking for, I guess, examples or guidance on what we can add to that. And then the future land use plan, I know we talked about it. Really, it's going to be P&Z identifying, the commission will have to identify the areas that you want on the future land use as commercial. So that really will be more of a discussion for you to advise staff on what you want to see and where, versus we can't, I mean, we brought it to you to say, here's what it is, but now we need you guys to give us feedback on where you would like it to be different. if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, and we have a few snowbirds on the commission, and those kinds of discussions might be done best before the snowbird season hits.
I'll talk with Chelsea and see if November would be appropriate for that discussion.
Okay, that'd be great. Also, there's been a lot of P&Z issues in other communities in the news lately. And so whenever I see that, I always think, how could that impact Polk City? There was one that I thought was worth mentioning, where another city had something similar to our town square district, where they did not require parking necessarily, and they were fortunate enough to get a multi-use facility that had commercial on the ground floor, residential on the top floor, and their zoning ordinance did not require any off-street parking for that residential. And they got into some issues with businesses in the community because all of their residential occupants were using up those parking spaces. That might want to be something that we would want to take a look at, just in case we would ever be fortunate enough to get a multi-use facility like that proposed in the town square.
Noted.
Okay. Well, there's no other thoughts or comments, we'll adjourn.
I make a motion.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. I'll second it.